Pricing. How do you decide on your pricing? Well, let's talk about it. You do not decide it by looking at the wackadoodle coaches out there who just tell you to charge your worth or raise your rates 3 times over and just leap and your clients will appear. No. I'm talking to you in this video if you are a service-based business owner. You're a massage therapist, you're a social media manager, an accountant, a yoga teacher. You are offering a service where you're going to work with someone one-on-one. That's what I'm talking about in this video. And some of the things that I'm going to invite you to do and think about is to get very grounded around your money, your finances, your pricing. And that may fly in the face of what a lot of people online tell you. But to be honest, they're not making as much as they say they are. It's totally delulu pricing, and they're not getting as much clients as they say they are. So what I want to invite you to look at is pricing yourself in a grounded way by looking at some of these things. If you're a service-based person, you can ask yourself things like, what is the going rate for this? So you want to be pricing yourself based upon what are other professionals charging in the industry. And that can be hard to do, let's say, if you're a coach, because so many people are charging like price gouging, just exorbitant fees out there. And so you don't want to look at what they are doing. But let's give the example of a private yoga teacher. A private yoga teacher, you're going to look at what are other people charging, other private yoga teachers charging. What are beginner starting rates and what are the more higher trained, higher experienced rates that people are charging as a private yoga teacher? The other question you can look at is what are other professionals who are comparable charging? So I might look at what does a physical therapist charge? What does a chiropractor charge? What does a massage therapist charge? And look at what are the high rates and the low rates from there. So rather than doing this thing of just charge what you're worth and or just this over big abundance kind of thinking that just the money and the people will come, we want to look at what the market will bear by looking at what is the going rate and what are people likely to pay for this service. You also want to look at what is the value of the thing that you're offering? Like, what is the value of what's included? Because when we go through the delulu route of, it's going to be $10,000 a month for my coaching, you're not actually looking at, well, what would need to be provided or be given to make something $10,000 of value. So you want to be looking at like what is the value included and the thing that is included here to make it that much money, not just, some kind of weird thinking around like your worth. Charge what you're worth. Please do not charge what you're worth. Charge what the market will bear. And I'll give you a little example on this of a plumber. Let's say you had a pipe broken in your home and you're like, oh no, something's leaking here around this thingy. I don't even know about plumbing. Now, would you want the plumber to charge his worth, as in, kind of thinking? No, you might say, hey, this thing is going on. How much is it for you to come out and diagnose, like a diagnostic with what's going on with it? And how much is it to fix this thing? And then if they said a rate, you might also get a second opinion. You might say, hey, I think this is what's going on. How much do you charge for this thingy to be fixed? And you might check out what a couple other plumbers are charging. And if you had someone who was just charging what they were worth or just saying, each client is $2,000 a month, no matter the pipe, because you want to go on vacation or you want to be leaping and soaring. No, that wouldn't make any sense. You literally would not want somebody to do that to you. Instead, you want them to do what's the going rate for this, what does the market bear, and what is good, fair pricing around having that thing fixed in your house. So kind of think of yourself as a plumber. We've talked about a couple things that can help you feel more grounded and like calmer and realistic around your pricing of what are other people charging, what are similar professionals charging, and that's really, really good to look at. And once you have a lot of demand as in your books are filled, people are coming, there's proof that there's absolute demand for that thing and it's growing and needed, then you can charge more. Then you can start to raise your rates. But you don't start out big and just be like, I'm amazing because no. And I'll give you a last little analogy here. I'm pretty sure this came from Marie Forleo. And around pricing, I like looking at it as far as some shoes that you're going to wear. So let's say I'm going out with the ladies for a night on the town, and I have some like crappy old Adidas flip-flops that I could wear that let's say I'm going to like a nice fancy bar or restaurant. I might feel stupid in my clappy, flappy old Adidas flip-flops. Like I might feel really comfortable in my shoes, but I don't like feel comfortable actually because I'm wearing these crappy flip-flops. Maybe I could have the option of wearing some wedges that they're comfortable on my feet. I can dance in them. I can walk around. I could be up for hours and they feel good. Or maybe you have the option of some stripper heels, some 6-inch beautiful like stiletto kind of heels, but you know you can barely walk in them. They do not feel comfortable and you are not even having it. You're like holding on to the railing or a friend has to hold your hand because it's just you can't walk in them. You can think of your pricing in that same way. Once you've walked through the grounded pricing that I'm talking about, and I actually have a whole low-cost course on this that you can check out. It's not just on pricing. I dive into tons of stuff around normal-ass business, and there's a whole module on like grounded pricing. But once you've walked through these questions of finding your grounded pricing, then you can play with it like which pair of shoes do you really feel comfortable in? You know, you don't want to price yourself really low that you're in these clackety flip-flops and you just feel silly even being seen. And you don't want to price yourself so high where someone told you to just raise your rates no matter what and you just feel like you can't even function. You can't even walk. You can't even like, oh gosh, I'm going to go tell somebody about my services. I feel silly. So at the end of the day, you can sit down with yourself, a journal, once you've looked at the grounded, actual things to walk through, sit with your journal, pray, meditate, listen to your intuition, and find that sweet spot of those kind of shoes that would feel good to wear. That's our video today. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get up to, I think we're at 200, close to 200 followers. That would be great. And stay tuned for more along the lines of what we talk about here. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.